Joining me now is Benjamin Anthony, co-founder and CEO of MirYam Institute. Thank you for your time. I want to talk about this airstrike that we saw overnight on the refugee camp in Jabalia. What more can you tell us about who lives there, how many people were killed, and if the target, a Hamas member, was in fact killed?
Yeah, so the state of Israel obviously is in the midst of a very long and protracted and focused ground offensive inside the Gaza Strip as we speak. There was a top Hamas commander, Ibrahim Biari, who was killed there. Now, he is the head of the Central Jabalia Battalion, and he was deeply involved in the organization and orchestration of the rampage by Hamas inside the state of Israel on October the 7th, the morning of Saturday, October 7th. The Israel Defense Forces has targeted him. He's been eliminated. It's been confirmed and announced that he's been eliminated, and rightly so.
Talk about, for a moment, Benjamin, the civilians living at this camp. Who were they? How long had they been there?
Well, Jabalia is situated about 4 kilometers north of Gaza City. And what I think the viewers need to understand is that's well within the territory that the Israel Defense Forces has repeatedly implored civilians to vacate. Not only have they implored them to vacate, but they've actually facilitated a humanitarian corridor, something that we are very accustomed to doing, unfortunately, through which they're able to move towards southern Gaza and evade where the Israel Defense Forces is focusing its military efforts, namely north of Wadi Gaza. Now, many people have utilized that opportunity. There are about 250,000 who remain in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. And in no small part, they remain there because Hamas cynically holds them there, seeking to bring about civilian casualties as they operate out of civilian areas. Now, this is a very interesting contrast, because here in Israel, we have about 200 to 250,000 displaced persons of our own. They've been vacated by the government in order to ensure that they remain in relative safety from our northern flank, close to Lebanon, and from our southern flank, close to the Gaza Strip. So the state of Israel preserves the life of its civilians, vacating them towards central Israel. And of course, the Hamas terror group cynically exploits and seeks to place in danger the lives of their civilians in order to gain a media advantage. We would be well informed not to fall for that strategy again.
Hamas has told mediators that it's going to be releasing some foreign captives in the coming days. Do you have any idea how many and when?
No, I don't think anybody knows that at all. And I don't think that anybody should pay any attention whatsoever to any declarations made by Hamas. You know, this is an organization, a terror organization that has proved itself more than willing and even enthusiastic about the prospect of beheading children, raping women, murdering the elderly and the infirm, and taking hostage our elderly, infirm men, women, children, and even unborn children. So any declarations of any intention whatsoever should not be in any way, shape, or form listened to until we actually see the results in real time.
There have been developments, as we've been reporting, at the southern border of Gaza, the U.S. State Department indicating that Americans and those with dual citizenship, also Palestinians who have been severely injured, will be granted safe passage into Egypt. Can you talk about how that process is going right now, and are they being allowed in on the Egypt side, and how long that's taking?
Yeah, so the number was limited to about 80 individuals. That's obviously not a particularly high number. Egypt, al-Sisi, was very reluctant to open the Rafah crossing to absorb individuals from the Gaza Strip into the Sinai Peninsula. But the state of Israel is absolutely right. It is not responsible for the fate of anyone other than its own citizens. It is primarily responsible for the fate, safety, and security of the citizens of the state of Israel. It has done everything that can be reasonably asked of it, and then some, namely calling for, as I mentioned earlier, the movement of civilians from the northern Gaza Strip, where it's operating most intensely, to the south. And through coordination with the Egyptians, by way of the Americans, it now seems that the Egyptians are reluctantly opening up the border for medical treatment and for individuals who hold dual citizenship. So that's a positive development here. We'll see whether that's broadened and widened. I think that you will see it being broadened in the coming days.
All right. Benjamin Anthony, thank you for your time. Appreciate seeing you.